So I'm live. This is the first time I'm gonna like do live, you know, as more than just a test. Last time was just a test with my friend's laptop. Now YouTube has let me do it with, my phone. If you gotta get reach to 1,000 subscribers, be able to do it with your phone. So now I'm live on my phone. And we got 0 people in here so far. We got 2 people. Hello. Um, I don't know how I can see comments. Can someone write a comment, see if I can see it when it pops up? Yes. Okay, I can see comments. All right, so they kind of go by quick. So if you have a question and I don't answer it because it went by too quick, just type it in again and again until I see it. I'll try to answer everyone's questions. How's everyone's tent life day? Or if you're in the Northeast, how was your sitting around your warehouse day? Juan Hernando, sorry. Sorry for what? So I forgot to bring a tripod home. Hi, Carlos. I forgot to bring a tripod home, so I got this on my bookshelf, just sitting here, standing here, but that's fine. How's the audio? Is it okay? Juan's in California and already has chairs and tables. Are you sending them out? Are you renting them out currently, or did you just start? Okay, good. The audio is okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm jealous of you out there in California. It's full year rentals. Sometimes you don't even need tents. It's just, um, just tables and chairs and dance floor and lights. Just watched the video about the tables I bought. Yeah, a lot of people that were pissed off at me. A lot of people go to those and only want, if they got 5,000 chairs, they only want 50 or 100 or whatever. And it's a grueling process. The auctioneer will go do his whole thing for each stack of chairs, and you think, all right, that's done. Someone just bought all 1,000 of them, but no, they pick out what they want. Then he starts the whole thing over again for the next whatever the people want. It's grueling, especially when they do sidewalls. There was like 100 sidewalls there, and he was auctioning them off, got to a price, and then the people would pick out what they want. And sometimes they only wanted 2. Then you had to start all over again. It was really annoying. So I cut that out and just did the math real quick. $20 a table, 2,900 tables. I mean, $2,900 for the tables. One guy looked back and glared at me. Other people were upset that they didn't get any. Hey, it's an auction. If you don't speak up, you lose out. And he was trying to get people to bid at $25. No one raised their hand. So I just blurted out. Jumpers. It's funny. Some people call them jumpers, moonwalks, bounce houses. Up where I am, you call them bounce houses. I'm trying to get into that business right now, but not me myself. I'm just trying to buy, maybe a company that's going under, and my friend's going to run it. And I'm not going to do anything with it because they seem difficult. Not so much the setup, but more the delivery and takedown. Because I know a lot of companies deliver them that morning and take them down that night. I guess you could keep them over from Friday to Saturday and pick it up Sunday. But I've just seen a lot of people do the same day, pick up at night. Is that how you do it? Or do you just drop it off the day before and pick it up the day after? Yeah. So live is weird. I don't feel comfortable. I should invite one of my employees over to stand behind me. And if I don't have anything to say, he could say something. Yeah, same day pickup for most deliveries on bounce houses. Yeah, it seems crazy. Hey, Randy. Randy came to the warehouse and visited me, and me and Randy talk all the time. I'm already working Sunday through Friday doing tents, and Saturday is really my only day off. Not really, because I still have to go to certain venues and pick stuff up or drop stuff off. So I don't want to be doing bounce houses on Saturday. I'm going to leave it for them. How do I find auctions for tables and chairs? Usually the people have like put it on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, the auction guy. This auction guy, it was on Facebook Marketplace, but a friend texted me who used to be in the bounce house business. Tents and events, he said a 4-hour thing, so I'm assuming you drop off a few hours before and pick up a few hours later. You can rent out for 150, 400 and use on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes, you can. If you don't have a tent company that's working Friday and Sundays. So that's why some other dude's gonna handle the whole thing. I'm not even gonna know anything about it. He's just gonna give me my money every week. He is gonna use, I have the box truck or whatever and the storage. So we'll store them at my warehouse. He'll use the box truck and he's got a full-time job. So we're just gonna focus on Saturday things for now until it builds up to maybe where he can quit his job. But he's gonna come in Saturdays when we're not using the box truck, do his deliveries and pick them up. Yes, jumpers have a lot of liability because kids get hurt, which is the scary part, which is also why we are not connecting it to my company. It's going to be a separate company with separate insurance. Yeah, Mark Norton does both. Long days, though. I'm way past long days. My wife gets a little mad sometimes. So, divide and conquer. What's the word I'm looking for? Using other people's time. Leverage. Leverage. I want to leverage my money and use other people's time to make me money. So they're going to be doing a lot of the work for the bounce houses and they don't have the money. So I have the money to put in. Same thing with tents with my current company. Couldn't do everything by myself. Couldn't even do everything with just me and two other dudes and just one crew. So everyone else, that works for me, I'm leveraging their time. What do I think about renting out furniture? Like what kind of furniture? Like couches and stuff? I'm shopping around for my commercial library insurance. Is there anything I have to ask? Not really. Just get an agent in your area. Don't call the insurance companies yourself. Light up furniture. Yes, LED furniture is good if your market can accept it. I'll get to the revenue thing in a second. What was the other one I was answering? I don't know. Type your question again because I can't see them. Yeah, I can't. Revenue did I get to? I was at like 166,000, and the next year I added a second crew and got to 266,000. Which is odd that the numbers are both 66, but that's where I was at. 166,000. We were doing really, really long hours and days, and then got to 2 crews and got to 266,000. Hey, Vivito Frank. I wish there was some way where I could see these comments after they go away. Maybe you can when it's on a computer, but not on here. Oh, I only have one person now. I don't think this live is being very successful. I think it's only me and Frank right now. Oh no, okay, there's more people. What revenue point do you think a warehouse is needed? There's 10 people. My thing's only showing 1. Turn my phone sideways. What? I can't. It says it's locked. I don't want to mess with it. Revenue point for a warehouse. It's not really a revenue point. It's do you have space? You just gotta have the appropriate amount of space, and you could do things taller. You can, just struggle for a little while. Have a tight garage or warehouse or whatever, and have a tight warehouse and garage. Have to move things around. Don't get a warehouse where you have to pay until you really need it. I'm gonna tap the screen, see what happens. Nothing happened. Well, that's my basket. Orientation is locked. Revolt. Okay. Sorry, guys. I can't see your comments after a few seconds. So, like I said, just keep answering them. Okay, is M stupid? Randy, you're not stupid. I lucked out when I got my warehouse. I was looking for a space. I was willing to pay a lot, but I called a dude who was a realtor. And he was like, oh, I happen to have a building because they want to rent out the full 10,000 square feet. He had a really nasty building that I needed to put up a wall because it was this long part of this building. One guy already put up a wall, so I had one side already. Then I just had to put up the other side. It was already loading dock height. How do I get more clients? Basically, I don't do it much anymore because I don't know, we get a ton of business just from phone calls and Google ads. But I called every caterer and just let them know I existed. And some caterers took years before they switched over. They had to get mad at their current rental company for having crap quality or something. I went and visited every college or called every college, trying to get to who would be in charge of that. I contacted schools, I contacted fairs, I contacted just everyone that I could think of that would need tables and chairs or tents for a craft show, for a school event, colleges for sure, and caterers. I knew caterers were going to be big. And eventually, they may not have needed something then, or I may not have had what they needed then, but at least I learned what they wanted, what they needed. And over a few years, they would then call me. And maybe their other rental company didn't have crap, but maybe they were out of it. Then they call me, see that I got it, and then I'm on their list, I'm on the rotation. And then they eventually start to see that my stuff is newer and nicer, and then they just use me. Go live more often. I will. I want to do it while I'm at work and I have some employees around, but I know a lot of people work during the day. I don't really like doing it at home because it's like disruptive to the family life, but my kids at soccer and my wife is in New Jersey for work. So that's why I'm doing it right now. I personally feel uncomfortable live because I'm just talking to a screen. And adding new products, what makes the decision as to what company to put it under. So I kind of have 3 companies. Dishes, it's kind of easy. If it has to do with dishes and serving equipment, it goes under that company. If it's tents, tables, chairs, the catering equipment, you might think go over the dishes, but no, we do the catering equipment is mine because that's a lot of money, like a $4,000 oven. The dishes, I only own 30% of. I don't want 30% of an oven. I want the full oven price. And then the other company is called 3 letters, blah, 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 mobile rentals. And so if something's mobile, like a trailer, which is what we're focusing on, then it goes under that. We got a restroom trailer. We're picking up one tomorrow that we bought from a deck company, and we're converting a horse trailer into a bar. And good news, that has gone out. It's going out twice. We literally bought it on a Sunday in a snowstorm. By Monday, I started tearing it apart. And like 3 days later, the office guy who also owns the mobile rentals thing, he showed him a final product, and should we do it because he showed him a picture of the final product and they booked it, like without even seeing me in the back warehouse working on it. I don't like tents in the winter. I did it a few times, and the vinyl cracks. If it gets too cold and windy, depending on your vinyl, it cracks. I had a 20 by 30 translucent tent, and it just cracked all up. I had a 20 by 30 frame tent with blackout vinyl. That didn't crack, but all the window sidewalls that we put on cracked. The clear vinyl cracks real easy, and they were a total loss. And these people were dicks and didn't want to pay me, basically because their daughter-in-law paid for everything, but the rich people whose house it was at snow plowed my entire tent in to try to keep it warm, and like really messed it up. And so the rich lady was like, I'm not giving you any money. I didn't rent it. Talk to my daughter-in-law. And their daughter-in-law was just poor, not poor, but not as rich as them. Just had a normal house, normal jobs. And we worked something out. Their parents' company owns a graphics place. So I got a bunch of cards and graphic material and then some money, but not enough to cover destroying a 20 by 30 frame tent and sides. Anyways, that's a long story. I don't like tents in winter. If you have somewhere where you can bring it back and hang it, it's great because no matter what, it's going to be wet. If you just take it back and roll it up by spring, it's going to be mildewy. So you have to have a big enough space to hang it, and preferably a heated space because that's never going to dry cold. But I understand some companies, it's a good source of revenue. You got to charge a whole lot more for it though. Have I ever had a canopy fly away? No, I have not had it entirely fly away, but a 30 by 60 came down in a big storm. Party hall or rentals? I think a party hall is a big, huge investment, lots of codes and stuff, and you got to make it look nice for people to come. I think that's more of an investment than just starting out with 10 tables and 100 chairs. or whatever your budget is, because that's mobile. It can go anywhere. And it's if it completely fails, which I don't think it would, this business is like almost a recession-proof business. Everyone's having parties all the time. But if it completely fails, you can sell those things off piecemeal. If you have a venue, it's gonna be a lot harder to sell, and you're probably not gonna get as much money back as you put in to update it and make it look good for today's standards. With that being said, I think a good segue for most rental people is to get an event venue, but that's after years of you talking to brides and whatever and seeing what it's like. Target just commented, but that's just spam. But yeah, I am currently in the process with a partner making an event venue, but it's a tent venue. He's got like 22 acres, and we're gonna put a tent up there. Do you suggest stake bars, ratchet straps for same day takedown on a tent? If you know it's a windy space, just put the stake bars on. Yeah. If it's anything, it's a larger tent. LOL, it's not spam, read it. It says target customer support. Okay. What's the most amount of money I made in a weekend? Like, I think it was 33,000. If you have stake bars, just take the extra time and do it. Like, there's a few places where we put up a 20 by 20 and I just know it's windy. So I'm gonna use the stake bars. For all 40 wides, I use stake bars. If it's wet, we put stake bars. Whenever we have extra stake bars, we put stake bars. A lot of 20 wides, we don't do stake bars. Who is this Arnold Schwarzenegger? Is this someone I know? One of my friends or employees. But yeah, stake bars. They're kind of expensive to buy, and the shipping is expensive because they're heavy. I lucked out and got a bunch at an auction for $1 because people around me didn't know what they were. And then I bought more. But stake bars are good. I am John from your job. John. The guy we fired? That John? I don't remember your last name. Yes? Oh, hi, John. Sorry we fired you. I had 2 guys last year. We got rid of John because his truck sucked and he couldn't make it to work. And some other dude just stopped showing up. And then 3 days later, we come into work and he's drunk on the couch. Me and the office guy just had to run somewhere. We came back. He's drunk, passed out on the couch. His bike is in the showroom. And we wake him up and he's all like, can I get paid? And I'm like, I don't have that money on me. You got to call. He's like, I don't know the number. I'm like, dude, it's on your shirt. It's online. Like, there was more to it. And then he came back the next day. He did call first. Came back the next day and got paid. Before he left, I was like, you know, your job's gone. I replaced you already. He's like, really? Really? I'm like, dude, you didn't show up for 3 days. Yeah, you're done. I'm T100 model 69. Okay, this Arnold Schwarzenegger is someone I know, and you're annoying. I don't know who you are. You're probably Max. Any questions that I missed, just type it in again. I like answering questions. It makes me feel important and makes me feel less awkward just standing here. How much percent do you take for booking an event? Like how much down and pay security? 25%. Okay, truck questions. Why do I rent versus owning all my trucks? Because I don't need that many trucks in the winter. Have I ever gotten in a fight with a customer? 2 people that typed those questions before, hold on until the end of the story and type them again. I want to tell this fight customer one. So like one of my first few years, probably my second year of having big tents, customer. I was going out to a job like an hour and a half away. This guy had asked if he could modify my contract. And I was all like, oh yeah, sure. Like I wanted to get that 30 by 60 tent out and get the money. It was big for me. So I said, yeah, sure. Modify the contract. Didn't really pay attention to what he did because it wasn't that much. He changed mainly something about the easy access delivery fee. So on the way out there, I tell my friend Gabe that, and he's just egging me on the whole time. He's like, why would you let someone change your contract? That's stupid. That's stupid. And just kept saying that. And finally we get there. It's like a mile road driveway. Do you ever put your bell end in one of the tents? Okay. It's like a mile driveway to his place down a dirt road with boulders all in it. It literally takes like 20 minutes to get down his driveway. And I am fuming this whole time because first, we're in the wrong driveway. He doesn't have good addresses on his driveway. We're in the wrong one, trying to call him, never get him on the phone. Finally, we figure out which driveway we're supposed to be in. Take 20 minutes to get up it. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get a tow, and I've already experienced a tow. It's like $400 to get a tow, probably gonna be more because we're in the middle of nowhere. Finally get up to his place, and I am pissed off. My friends got me going. This driveway and boulders got me going. I get out of the truck and I say, hey, are you Jack? And he's like, yeah. And I say, well, I'm effing Adam, and I'm effing pissed. And I just start screaming at the guy, top of my lungs. Like, I'm gonna try not to swear. You changed my effing contract because you knew this was a fucking nightmare. But I can't do this without swearing. So anyways, I just flipped out at the guy. My friends were in the truck saying, Adam. But I'm flipping out at this guy. And his wife comes up and she's got a googly eye, like one eye. And that's where I held restraint. She started yelling at me. And I want to say, shut the F up, you googly son of a B word. And I didn't. But I continued to berate this guy, and he's like, well, we have people deliver here all the time. And I'm like, yeah, you probably changed their contract too. Otherwise, I would have charged you $500 to cover a tow out of here for this delivery. You changed that in my contract. Flipping out at him. And then I'm like, we're leaving. He's like, no, I'll pay the $500. And then we got to do the tent, and it's very, very awkward. Very, very awkward. But we got it done. He paid fine, and we left. I have a friend in the tent industry. Every time he calls, I call him up. One of three things. The other two things are really dirty. He goes, hi, I'm effing Adam Keller, and I'm effing pissed at you. To make fun of me all the time. So yes, that's not a physical fight, but I did go really crazy on a guy and almost called his wife a googly son of a B word. Okay, why do I rent trucks? Do I always use the large storm stakes? Sometimes we just use the smaller leg stakes. Most of my stakes are huge. The only ones that are small are from the first year I bought them. We'll use those in with everything else, but we've got so many large ones that that's what we use mostly. Trucks are expensive, so that I just rent the ones I need for the summer. I did buy one, so that's cool, using that for the winter. In the summer, I don't even use it because it's too small. You got to come back to the warehouse 3 times. A rental of a truck, renting it is a 100% write-off, as well as the gas. So how do I pay your drivers? Per delivery or per hour? Are they part-time or full-time? Thank you. The driver gets paid his hourly rate. New York State is, I can't do like per thing, nor would I want to. You get paid for drive time. Same thing with the guys sitting in the truck. They get paid while they're in the truck. There's no downtime. You can't do that. I think it's kind of unethical anyways. I've heard of some people, they don't pay while you're driving. Well, if you're driving an hour away, an hour back, that's 2 hours, some kids working, not getting paid. I don't think that works. So, and you're probably gonna lose them. They're gonna leave soon. So the drivers get paid hourly. Back to the trucks until another question pops up. There was another question about trucks, but I forgot it, so to retype it. So 26-foot trucks is what I rent, because you can fit a whole day worth in them. You can fit most weddings in them. If it's a wedding where there's extra stuff, then I have that extra truck, or sometimes 2 trucks will go. One truck will unload everything and then take off. Truck or trailer? I am trucks, 100%. I hate trailers. No, I did not have a truck previously to the box truck I had. I always rented trucks. From day one, once I got big, I rented trucks. When I first began, I had a Chevy S10, did deliveries in that. I had to come back to my garage between every single one of them because I only had tents and a few tables and chairs, 20 by 20, 20 by 30, 20 by 40. Then I got a trailer from Gander Mountain, just an open one, and was able to do my Chevy S10 and the trailer and handle all 3 of those tents in one trip. And then I decided to go full scale. Then I rented a truck from, my first year was Ryder, and I would get that on a Monday for pickups. I get it for Wednesday. I also had an S10, bro. Yeah, S10s were kind of cool. How do I know what to charge for delivery? I just talked to a whole bunch of other companies and see what they did, and came up with 75 cents a mile times 4, there and back, for delivery and pickup. So 75 cents a mile times 4. Local deliveries, even if it's down the road, is still $30. And once we start getting farther away, we up it anyways. If the delivery math works to $200, we'll raise it to $300. If it's like $500, and we'll just shout out for the horse trailer. Yes, thank you for that. For longer deliveries, we'll just jump it up as far as we think we can get away with. And if it's going to take 2 trucks, then double it. If it's going to take 3 trucks, which it never has, triple it. My friend's company, like some of his jobs, may take 4 or 5 trucks. So if the delivery is 1,000, if he's taking 5 trucks, the delivery is going to be $5,000. 75 cents a mile times 4, and up it for further ones away to what you can get away with. There's a place we went to all the time called Old Forge, New York. It's about an hour, 15 minutes away. We used to do an $80 delivery fee because that's kind of what the math worked out for. But now we do $250 for it and making a lot of money on the delivery. It basically kills the whole day. You send a crew up there and then they do their stuff and then they come back. There's not much room for anything else. So going there kind of sucks. So we will charge what we can get away with. Thanks, JC. Fairly new subscriber. Do you have a tent company, or are you going to start a rental company? So to the people that ask the questions about the rental vehicles versus buying, I know it's too long to type in here, but later maybe go in and make a comment. If you think buying all your trucks is better, why? Are you chilling? Are you still trying to get more customers? Well, I mean, my Google AdWords is very, very effective. Do you ever use a 5-hole stake bar, and do you know how much about tested dirt for the stake holding strength? When do you focus on getting that event at rent 10 plus chairs? I have not used a 5-hole stake bar, but once we put the tent up for my event venue, we'll use 5 stake bars on each corner, 2 of them, and then a 3rd one. And yeah, there's a tool where you can test the strength of the ground. I don't have it. Basically just use a whole bunch of stake bars and hope it's going to be okay. Do my US DOT for commercial vehicles. Yeah, I had to get a DOT number. It was easy. There was no test. I just was on the phone with some guy. He told me what to fill out. And then at the end of it, I had my DOT number. It took 15 minutes. And then I bought 2 DOT numbers from this company online that sells them for $5 each. So a total of 15 minutes to get my DOT, and I can put it on any vehicle. Man, there's so many questions and they fly by and they don't stay on the screen. But yeah, thanks, Randy. You have one of your trucks get stuck on site? Yeah. His name's Matt, and he gets them stuck all the time. He thinks it's cool. I own a 16-foot. Best of me, I think, size events, and I do when market calls for it. Oh, so anyways, yeah, that's what the question was out past. My Google AdWords is phenomenal. Everyone around me doesn't know how to build a website or do Google AdWords or do SEO or Facebook enough. So when I get a new item, I will do a Facebook post, boost it $20 to like blast it to like 3,000 people. That's how we've got the restroom trailer out one time. I just did a Facebook post. It's not even on the website yet. Someone saw, called, and ordered it. So I'm not actively calling people, but yeah. How do I deal with customers that want a discount? Well, I say, unfortunately, we don't give any discounts at this time. I don't know. It depends on who it is. Like if it's a church or a charity, I say, well, we only have a limited number of slots and you have to have it in writing by January 1st for us to consider you, which is a lie. It's just a good way of saying no to them. For other people that want a discount, they want a military one. I say we don't give a military discount, but we do employ 2 former veterans from the Marines. Yes, only cats get discount. I gave a tent to someone for free because it was for a cat event. I'm going to start a new event rental business very soon. Found you. Yeah, Goris Bailey's my dude. I got talked into like giving some chairs to this one lady, but we got to go to the event, so that was cool. I just kind of politely said, no, I'm sorry, no discounts. There is a cash discount, you know, let's not get into that here, but there's cash discounts. Just politely say no. And a lot of people think that, you know, they're ordering a bunch from you. Say it's a $3,000 wedding. That's a lot of money to them. Where is less? I don't know. Probably working in the snow. So to them, a $3,000 event, it's a lot. And they're like, well, because we're spending so much with you, can we get a discount? And it's like, you're not spending that much with me, really. This is a normal wedding, and this is how weddings go. It's not out of, this is what's happening every week. You're not spending that much. But I don't say that to them. I just say something polite like, no, I'm sorry, we don't give any discounts at this time. This is an average wedding, so I'm sorry. And most people are cool with that. How come you don't do a photo booth business? I don't like mechanical electronic things. I hate the tent heater because it can mess up. The convection ovens, they make a lot of money, but they mess up. You know, like, I don't want to be on site for a photo booth. I don't want something going wrong with the computer or camera or something. I just don't like it. Convince me otherwise. Les just built a photo booth, so I'll see how he's doing. The other dude up in Canada who has the bar business and the out-of-home rentals, he has photo booths. How do I do multiple events in a day? Well, we don't do everything on the day of the party. Everything's done Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for a Saturday party. And I just know the area so well that I can know loops. And if I don't know it that well, I'll put it in a map program and figure out the loop. So a good crew can do like 10 tents a day. Hi, Joshua. This is Adam, the tent guy. This is all real. When I say 5 tents, that's like 20 wides. Are the weddings you do on private property or event spaces? Most of them are on private property. There's a few where we have to put up a tent for a barn or something for extra space, or the catering tent or the bar tent. But mostly everything, is private property. So a crew can do 10, 20 wides in a day, a few 30 by 60s and 30 by 40s on Thursday. And then usually we just do one 40 wide tent on Wednesdays. So we can do pretty much every single tent that we have from Wednesday through Friday. Then the event is Saturday, and then we start picking up Sunday through Tuesday. It's a misconception. A lot of people think that I'm working weekends, but all this happens. We're the first to come in. We have to get the tent set up so that the wedding planner can come, so the DJ can come, so the caterer can come. So for a huge wedding, we're setting up on Wednesdays. And then Wednesday afternoon, Thursday and Friday, they're doing everything else that they need under there. How much is refunded to the customer when they cancel? Nothing. 25% is 25%. Have you thought about big events like Coachella type? No. I'm comfortable in my lane with weddings. I know a company near me who travels to a whole bunch of states around doing festivals and antique shows, and he makes a ton of money doing that. He doesn't like weddings. He prefers that. I prefer the big money weddings. And I just don't like doing those kind of events because it's dirty. People are rowdy. Plus, it's a huge investment. You need to like invest a lot of money to get all those tents and stuff and have all that labor. And yeah, if I focused on it, I could do it, but it's not the space I want to be in. I'd rather be in the backyard parties and the weddings and dealing with caterers. Like an event like Coachella can probably bring you in like $400,000 in just 1 week, but that's a ton of money building up to it, a ton of time, and a ton of time taking it down, and a lot of equipment getting busted up. I would never want to deliver tables and chairs to those events because you're not going to be picking up the same number that you dropped off. Weddings, pretty much everyone's respectful. Sometimes people are dicks, but you show up and your things that you dropped off are usually there still. So I got like 15 more minutes and I gotta go get my kid from soccer. He's at indoor soccer down the road. Maybe one of my cats will show up. Come here. No? No, they don't like you. What is your cutoff wind speed? Do you have it in your contract that you? Okay, so yeah, in the contract, they need to know that if the winds get dangerous, they need to vacate. I did have a video where people did vacate the tent once they took a video while people were vacating. I don't really have a wind speed because there's no wind measurement device there, but if the tent's going crazy, people need to leave. Wind, lightning, or any weather. Yeah, if it's crazy out, people need to leave. Don't get stuck under the tent because the tent will come down. As you know, I mean, you have huge tents. But there is a device you can buy. I forget the company that makes it. McVeigh Tents and Events. It's an on-site wind measurement thing, and it'll send you text messages if the wind gets over a certain speed. But generally, people aren't idiots, I hope. And if it's dangerous, they have to leave the tent. Oh, here's a cat. This is a cat. His name is Sam. He plays fetch with darts, and he brings them back and drops them in your hand. He's wicked cool. He's fat, so he can't reach back here. When you scratch back here, he wants to find things to lick. Oh, what about setup though? If it's 20, yeah, I'm still setting up. I don't give a shit. Setting up in wind, rain, lightning will stop, but we'll get soaked. I used to hate water, but now I'm fine. How's my wedding venue space coming? I just saw him today. There's not much we can do right now. So when the pond freezes over really hard, we're gonna go in with an auger, put a hole, sink something into the ground so we can put a pole up in there and do bistro lighting. That's really the only thing that's happening right now. He got a lot of the land ready last year. Then spring comes, he's gonna get more ready and then do the driveway and parking lot. I'm more the tent dude and the lighting dude. It's his property. We're just being partners on this. Yes, it's McVeigh Tents. Just heard about that device at the schooling. Yeah, the tent schooling for the Matra. Yeah, next year will be cool. I have a problem with 120 by 20 cross cable tent. We call them high peak tents. I don't know. We've extended the thing, the bottom piece, to make the pole. So have I ever met a celebrity doing tents? No, I have not. We made the pole as long as we could. And tighten the corners, but it still pulls water. It just might be an old top. Most common size for weddings is a 40 by 80 and 40 by 100. Looking at the computer for this past year, it's been the 40 by 100, which is cool because a lot of stuff goes under a 40 by 100. This cat's getting heavy. Watch this. Kiss me. No. He's camera shy. No, okay. He's 16 pounds. He's a fat cat. He's on a diet right now. No, I never met a celebrity. I worked with my friend. He did the Trump inauguration tents. It was a double-decker tent with 2 huge tents on the side, a huge tent in the back, 60,000 feet worth of flooring, where one side started like 2 feet. The other side ended up at 6 feet. For 2 days, I was just under there putting crossbars are. How much do I charge for tents? Well, that depends. There's a 10 by 10 frame tent. Thanks, my cat is awesome. 10 by 10 frame tent is 150, and then a 40 by 100 is 1450. How I hired my first employee. They were people that I knew. The customers pay in full when they call to rent, or they make a deposit. If so, when do they have to pay in full by? So they do a 25% deposit, non-refundable, to reserve the item. That's theirs. It's taken out of the computer. No one else is getting it. Then they have to pay the rest at setup, which we say after setup, because we want them to make sure that the work was done good, that everything is up to standard. Then they pay. We don't make them pay before the setup, which haven't really had a problem with that. You could have a problem where you set up and then they're like, well, we're not paying. But so we set up the wedding or whatever it is. They give us the okay, then they pay. And they usually like it when you say that to them. Does my wife work? Yeah, she works in insurance and makes a shit ton of money. She's the boss of people. She likes a job and a paycheck and stability. I hate bosses and stuff. She wouldn't want to work for herself, for a business. I don't like bosses. I don't like offices. I did work. That's where I met my wife, at the place she works in, an office. Too many middle-aged ladies blabbering. Too many young people, drama. Does my son work? He's only 12. No, he's come out with me sometimes, and I give him a few bucks. We'll see if I'll let him work for me because he's on the smaller side, but not because of that. I just don't know like if it'll be good for our relationship for me to be his boss. So when he turns 15 or 16, we'll see. A lot of father-son coworkers, are always fighting, and definitely don't want that. So we'll see where we're at. We'll see how hard of a worker he is. Is he going to work hard enough for everyone's standards around? Like, is the other crew leader, Matt, going to be happy with his work? We'll have to see. That's about it. Any other questions? Real quick. Okay. Do you want to see the other cat? I think he's in here. No, he's not. Oh. And yes, I've had to put bids out. I have to put bids out for this certain college all the time, and sometimes we lose them, sometimes we get them. But I don't lower prices to try to get it. It's just sometimes I happen to be the lower price. What do I think about college? I think college is a great experience to meet a bunch of people and do a bunch of crazy things and get drunk and have a bunch of sex. Yes, you should open your own if you're familiar, like the ins and outs. That's what college is good for. I didn't think it was good for anything else, useful, unless you really want to get a job in an office or be a doctor, dentist, engineer, physicist. Go to college. Don't go to college for business management. Just go start a business or convince someone to hire you without a college degree. Don't go to school for philosophy, blah, blah, blah. But definitely, I wouldn't have known about this tent thing unless I went to college because my roommate worked for a tent company. But the best things about college were the people I met, the dude I met who taught me about the tents, all the sex, all the drinking, all the partying. I did not party during the week. My college town had a big Thursday party day. I did not go out on Thursdays. I only went out on Friday and Saturday. I did my work. I did my homework. So when I say all the drinking and partying, don't think I was a bum. I graduated on time. What type of insurance? You've got to contact a commercial insurance agent. Tell them what you do, and they'll find you what you need. If you have employees, you need workers' comp. Do I rent out fridges? Yes, I do. Do your company still? Yes. Currently, I'm a DBA, transitioning into an LLC. My other two companies are LLCs. So you need workers' comp. If you have employees, you need to start with general liability in case people get hurt. You need inland marine for covering your stuff. Have you ever hustled a customer? Yeah, all the time. Some dude wanted a generator last second. I had to rent it for $1,000. I charged him $3,000 for it and said, hey, it's last second. And never told him the original price. So inland marine, it's a weird name, but it just means it's covering your equipment, whether it's at your warehouse or on site. If you own trucks, you need auto. If you're renting trucks, you could get their insurance, but it's like $75 a day, or you get your own insurance for much cheaper. So workers' comp, general liability, inland marine, auto. If you have employees, you're gonna have disability, family leave insurance, whatever that's called, which isn't a lot of money. But yeah, you need insurance. If someone trips and breaks their eye socket on a steak, you're screwed. So have insurance. I did not have insurance my first few years, and I was lucky. And everything was cool, but I only had a few tents. But once I got to a certain level, I did get insurance. Do you have anything distractions growing your business? I'm a distraction because I'm like, well, let's do this, let's do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make shirts for Amazon. I'm going to do YouTube. I'm a distraction. But no, I don't get distracted generally. I'd say my hobby is working. So I'm constantly usually doing something, whether that's eBay or designing shirts for Amazon or watching videos about business and stuff. I do watch videos that are not about, I do still whatever. I'm not entirely boring. So, but no, a girl has never been a distraction to the business. Someone breaking up with me has never been. My grandparents dying have never been. I went to their funeral, then came right back to work. You just do what you got to do. So no major distractions. No, when I store the fridge, we store it with the door open so that the condensation or anything in there doesn't get moldy or mildewy, and it's disconnected. It's one of those like tall metal fridges that you see in a restaurant. It's a commercial fridge, not like a fridge in your kitchen, because you got to be able to plug it in, and within 20 minutes it needs to be cold. So it's a commercial fridge, and when we first were getting them back, we would close the door and then open it, and it would be mildewy. So now we leave the doors open when we store them. And then I usually just clean them. I bring a spray thing and just do a quick kind of clean when we drop them off. Fridges are cool. They're relatively inexpensive for the amount of money you can get for them. Catering equipment is big. What city do I live in? It's a city called, I live near Utica and Rome, New York. Rome, New York is where Woodstock 99 was, if anyone is slightly old enough for that. It's near Syracuse. It's up in central New York State. Do I follow Gary Vee? No. I don't like listening to people like that because I already got my own mindset and I don't need them like changing it, or I don't need inspiration or whatever. I got my own, I'm my own inspiration, or whatever. That sounds stupid. That sounds really dumb. But no, I don't like reading those motivational books or whatever, because I just don't want them changing the way I'm already doing things. The way I'm doing things is okay. Not to say that those books are not good. For a lot of people, they are very motivational and whatever. But I don't like watching them or seeing them or reading those kind of books. I like Rocky. If I need some motivation, I just put on a Rocky montage or look at my Rocky posters in my gym. That's enough motivation for me. Rocky's wicked cool. I like Cats. I like Rocky. I like Star Trek. I like work. That's what I like. And hot stuff. I love sriracha. But yeah, I mean, I've seen the guy rambling on stage, but not something I listen to, just because I feel like I'm already set and I don't need people fucking. Ooh, I swore. I don't need people messing with what's up in there. Do I like linens? No, I hate linens. They're the worst. I hate linens. Do I square a tent with tape measure? No, I've been getting this question a lot lately. No, I do not. When I had a sailcloth tent, we would use their jig to do it. Amazon FBA. Haven't done it yet. Thanks. I'm leaving in a second after I answer the squaring tent thing. No, like the 40 wide. So what we do is we'll lay the 40 wide, say it's 40 by 100. We'll lay it out. We'll get 2 teams on either side with a ratchet attached. Pull that center out as far as we can. Then we'll go to the corners and pull the corners so that it's straight. And same thing with the other corner. And then that basically squares the tent. And then, yes, I'm sorry, we do use a tape measure. We'll measure out 5 feet for the stake, put that in, go to the next corner, measure out 5 feet, and do that for all the corners. And then we'll put the tape down. And then all the stakes are going to be in a nice rectangular line, all in line. They're all going to be exactly where they need to be. So that's how we square the tent. I think it's faster than doing the a squared plus b squared equals c squared and using 2 tape measures and spray painting and stuff. We just stretch out the center, then stretch out the sides, and then never had a problem. Never had a problem with water making the tent sag or anything, unless the ground is uneven. But in that case, we'll take the side pole and like kick it in a little bit. Anyways, everyone, thank you for watching and all the comments. This was fun. How much do you think you made from Start Your Business to today? Like 3 million? My computer program tells me what I made since I bought the computer program. And then all the years where I didn't have that computer program, I'd say like 3 million. If that doesn't make me personally a millionaire, I can make anywhere from 80 to 150,000 a year. 1 year I made more than that because I didn't buy anything. So, I mean, I'm making a lot of money and I got no issues, but not really a millionaire. Unless you count, there's 2 ways to count it: money in the bank or your assets. Maybe with all my assets at the warehouse and all the other things I own, maybe I'm a millionaire, but not with money in the bank. Anyways, everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone who subscribes. Thank you for everyone that leaves comments and teaches me things. I'll give you the N-word pass because this was useful. Did I say? I didn't say the N-word. Yes, I can make more. Everyone, good night.